Hey there, YouTube. Sean, Leslie the For Dummies. Round two. Kill the VKS. Now, let me start off by saying this test is an absolute worst case scenario, and that's usually how I test my markers. This isn't trying to prove that the pin breaks. I mean, we know the pin breaks. I'm essentially trying to speed up the process by jamming 1100 psi in it. I do not recommend ever putting 1100 psi in your marker. That is at least in a VKS or an FSC. That's a quick way to send it down memory lane. This tests that I'm doing are specifically to try and break the pin so that I can repair the pin in a manner that I've used in my FSC successfully for a very long time. That pin has been set actually. And I'm hoping that this process, once the repair is done, I can try and do it again and see, does my method actually have any validity, or is it just luck of the draw? So without further ado, we will get shooting. Tank is filled up to 1100 psi. Today I am going to use Grimber HP 68s. They are 7.8 grams-ish. I say that because, you know, mine have seen better days. I picked the best ones out. I didn't weigh them. Not gonna weigh them every time, but it does just make for good testing. I need a number to calculate joules, and 7.8 is a good number, as advertised. So I have 10 rounds loaded up here first. This first mag though, I'm going to just fire off slowly because I want to try a couple of things while I got the pressure cranked up on this thing. Thank you to those that commented and messaged me and said, well, you got to rapid fire it. And yes, I will do my best to rapid fire. I've mentioned it before. I don't have my Kevlar weighted, so it tends to kick, and then I have to kind of wait till it comes to rest again before I can hit it. So for this first mag, I'm just gonna shoot into it like that, and then I'm gonna have to stop, and I'm gonna maybe put up a second sheet or something that I can shoot through that'll stop these rounds from kicking back at me. You know, obviously I have a glass window there, and well, motorcycles behind me, and all that regular stuff that you don't want to hit with ricochets. But the reason I'm going to fire the first mag slow is I've got a couple of extensions that I can add on to the power barrel that's installed in here. And I have two. They are of identical lengths, but different. This is a Tiberius extension from my T9. And you can see it screws on the end of my Labco. It's completely blocked here, but has ports on the end, kind of in the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock rock positions. And then I also have a Labco Hush Shot, which is the same length. I'm just taking the flashlight off here so you can get a better idea of it. Well, maybe it's a hair longer. You can see here. But the porting is much different in this, in that it extends the entire length of the extension and is at probably every second hour on the clock. It was designed, like the name mentions or suggests, Hush Shot. It's designed to quiet your shot. Will it do anything? It usually does. But first, we'll do 2 rounds with the power barrel, no extension, and then we'll toss on one of those and we'll get going. HP 68, first up, just the power barrel, 2 rounds, 1100 PSI with a X-ring installed. Make sure marker's on safe before I hurt. Chronograph. I use my laser. Trying not to hit that spot there because, yeah, there's a couple of layers of Kevlar starting to look a little worse for wear. 458. Whoops. 452. 456. And geez, guys, I already forgot. I said we'd fire 2 rounds. Dummy. Well, first impressions. I was expecting the HP to go faster out of that barrel, and it's possible I didn't even check if they were bore matched or not. Maybe they're a little tight in there. I guess I should have done that, but either way, the test has begun, so we will continue. So 7 rounds left in there. Let's do the hush shot first. So we're gonna do that guy. These are 8-inch extensions. Oops, I'm threading my hanger here. All right, a little bit long in the tooth, of course, but it's just for fun, guys. It's for destruction. Well, that isn't right. And I'm wondering if the porting is interfering possibly with the reading here. We're gonna fire one more, but you know what, this time, guys? That reading seemed more in line, although no increase shown, but I think I've tested extensions in the past, and just on the factory chamber, there's not much air left to increase the barrel length and actually see improvements. I'm gonna hold the chronograph here, not here, and we'll see, does it make a difference? I know how the X-radar works, so it should tell me something here. 468. I really want to fire another one, but in any case, I want to try the other extension. If I remember correctly, the X-radar reads 9 inches from the exit of the barrel, and they say to hold it about, is it 1 inch or 2 inches, whatever it is, approximately from the end of the exit point. So imagine this X-radar is reading your round probably about that far out. So moving it back would actually be reading slower. The further you're back from the exit of your barrel, in theory, should be slower because the round is already traveled from the barrel and is losing velocity every second it's traveling in a forward motion. I got 4 more shots in here. Let's put this other extension on here. So we're gonna try the Tiberius one. This is an old school one that probably doesn't exist anymore unless you can find it in one of your T9 kits or what have you. But I am curious because this is always the extension I tested. I totally forgot I had this one, and I never saw any increase when I tossed it on my VKS, assuming it's running out of air. But 1100 PSI should be pushing it faster. Now, these are not bore match extensions. They are usually of larger diameter. I think this one is a 689, and I'm guessing at least a 689. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna hold the chrono at this O-ring right here. That way I'm not in the porting. Should make for a more accurate reading. And it did not. And I can tell you right now, those rounds are not moving 324. So, I'm gonna back it up again to here. Actually, we'll go right there. Oh yeah, my laser. 468. One more. Actually, there's two more in there. So, one more. I'm not even gonna throw that one. What I learned. The porting is affecting the reading. Because when I'm getting my reading back here, I'm getting very consistent numbers. And that's unusual. The only marker I ever see that on is this VKS. I've never had that issue. If you look back in my videos some time ago, I had a similar issue running this flash hider on my VKS, and I was getting wonky readings. When I took this off, the reading stabilized. It's a strange phenomenon that I don't know why it happens on this marker in particular, because I've used that X-Radar on CO2 and my M17 thousands of times, and I've never had this issue. All right, well, next up, I'm just gonna load a mag and I'm gonna rapid fire them in the trap and see if it breaks. So as it stands, I think I'm at 30 rounds total on 1100 PSI, 20 if you remove the O-ring popping in the first one. I totally lied again. I need to try all the different rounds I got. So I'm gonna shoot Cannerai balls, just a couple over the chrono to see what I get at 1100. We will do some rapid fire, unless it breaks before then. These balls historically haven't done well with metal detents. So pardon if some of my balls fall out. So I'm gonna actually load it like this just to increase my odds. You know what? Let's take this off. Let's see if my chrono readings change at all when I actually have it right on the barrel. Because if they do, oh, that means I'm gonna have to retest all those rounds. Sometimes I don't account for things until after I've already started, and just in the spirit of keeping things all equal, I'll just continue the test. But all right, Cannerai balls, 1100 PSI. $384. 368. 370. It's all kind of in that range. Oh, there goes a ball. Come here, you little bugger. I knew that was gonna happen. Curse those metal E10s. Trigger is making kind of a funky little noise, and I wonder if that's because I'm missing that little donut on there. I think the arm is sort of kicking off a little and making a click on that groove. I'll have to find that over. Oh, free air. Free air. Well, I didn't blow the O-ring. All right, I loaded back up some HP 68 just to double check my reading on my chrono with just the barrel. That's 20 rounds that I put through that so far on this full tank, and I can tell you it's a lot more piggish on air. I'm sitting at 1100 PSI remaining. So turning up your pressure obviously uses more air. Usually this thing's good for more than 20 rounds worth. So I might get one shot here that's gonna tell me that my actuator was reading just fine with the handguard on, and then the rest are gonna fall off, to be expected. Here. $396. I'm guessing I'm not gonna get one full power shot out of there. Nope. She fallen. Yeah. No. Dead in the water, guys. All right. Refill. For those of you counting, that would be 34 shots at 1100 PSI on a factory set. Firing pin. Jewel V2. Fresh tank, 10 rounds. And then I'm gonna try something special that I was just looking around my garage and thought, to keep this test fun, and that's what it is for me, this is a destruction test, not a velocity test, even though I am measuring velocity, because I can't not measure velocity at least a couple of times. And you guys are gonna laugh, but we'll see. Oh, guess I gotta charge it. Oh, that sounded like a double load. It sure is. These, the jewels tend to have the same problem my riot balls do with these metal D10s. That sounded better. All right. That was 2, 3 came out, I think. And I heard them break. Oh yeah, they broke. Well, that's not any fun. But it happens. Should probably replace those D10s or try and bend them. I don't know. Whatever, I don't care. That's not what this is about. See if I can get at least one single shot across the chrono. Well, something let go. Something let go. Once again, it's either the firing pin. My bolt is stuck forward, so I'm gonna guess I'm gonna guess that's the firing pin this time, guys. So I don't know, that was 35. Well, that was on the 36th shot after a double fire. Something happened, and now we'll have to go back to the table and open it up. Well, this video is turning into a bigger endeavor than I imagined it originally. So, my marker is back together. I have made the repair. That video I decided to do as a separate piece. So this is gonna be part 2. And there are some things to take into consideration here. The pin broke. There are a lot of mitigating circumstances when something like that happens. And in this case, output pressure, 200 rounds I had on this at 850 PSI previously. My poor detents, and that double feed, is it possible a ball got jammed and caused some deflection in the bolt? All things to consider. But no matter how it happened, the point of this was to break the pin, and I succeeded. So the next video is going to be the repair, and then following the repair, because now that I've done the repair, it takes 24 hours for the Loctite to set. I will do a follow-up where I will continue the abuse at 1100, and we'll see if it lasts any longer. Is my repair better than the average bear, or is it just a cold bowl of porridge? You'll have to subscribe to see, right? Okay guys, I'm out.